Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna break down 10 mistakes to avoid when implementing BI, custom analytical dashboards and so on. I'm gonna break down each reason that we came across when we implement constantly on a regular basis custom data analytical infrastructure from A to Z, include of course BI, business intelligence, and what we faced, how we basically solved that problems, what you need to be aware of when you are gonna be doing that, and what are the key lessons that we learned and that you can of course hopefully avoid and even change in terms of your thinking, your mindset and your focus to avoid those detrimental that basically huge mistakes, okay, big mistakes that can occur in this process. Now, why should you listen to me? We implement way above 15 plus 20 custom analytical dashboards, business intelligence infrastructures from A to Z, basically meaning from the zero all the way to start, and of course maintaining it, and of course updating it and making it iterative so it constantly evolves and adapts to your goals, needs and priorities of your overall business, and of course to the end users. We drove way over 10 million in pure revenue just by utilizing our frameworks, aka deploying the custom data analytical infrastructures, building custom analytical solutions, dashboards that align and bridge the gap between data and business, right? We work with technical companies, aka in technical industry, digital companies, sales-based businesses, and so on and so forth, right? Many other industries as well. And of course, our goal is just to help businesses grow with data, turn their raw data into actionable insights. They can make better data-driven decisions, actually uncover why things happen, and of course, become a data-driven company, right? Here are some of the solutions that we built in across in this span of time. Here you can pause the video and just screenshot them. Even if you like, you can even go on our website to check them out. Here are some of our testimonials which you can scroll and slow down the video or stop the video to read them throughout, or go on our website. Now, mistake one, let's not go too much into the fluff, how would I say it. Now, mistake number one, thinking a BI tool as a thinking a BI as a tool machine. Okay, or better, it would be better to say as a tool. Now, many organizations think that BI as a tool, okay, it's a like a thing that you implement and all of a sudden you're a data-driven company, which is quite funny enough. You're not. You're not even close to it. They think that BI is a tool that spins off reports, and that's basically that. They think that's basically their job. That's why they end up with 99% of them end up with so many unnecessary reports and basically not becoming worse than a data-driven company because they don't have focus. They have so many dashboards, or even if you even can call them a dashboard, so many useless things from the BI tool that just results inside of there's just spinning in hamster wheel, and they're not receiving any ROI from that specific tool, aka from their data, right? Now, exact definition from business intelligence is basically the process of collecting, storing and analyzing data from business operations to support decision making, aka it's helping organizations understand trends, patterns, and insights to make informed business decisions. It includes data reporting, data visualizations, analytical tools to empower stakeholders to evaluate performance and optimize the processes and drive strategic decisions, aka outcome based on a data-driven evidence. Now, what does that tell us? That tells us that BI is more than a tool, is a thinking, aka it's a strategy thing, right? It's not a tool, it's not a solution, it's a strategy. It's basically turning your raw data inside into an actionable insight so you can make better data-driven decisions, spot bottlenecks, and actually use data as a mode to increase your enterprise value, right? It's not a tool. It's not a, because if you view it as a tool that spins off reports and that's basically it, that's not valuable at all. I can do that on its own. I can do that myself, right? It's basically turning that raw data into the actionable insight, and that's the first thing that you need to fix in your mind and your mindset to understand in regards to the BI tool, right? Basically, it starts with a strategy. Okay, it starts with what do you want to achieve, what's the strategy, what's our goals, what are our needs, what are our priorities. BI comes basically at the end, right? It's literally 10% of everything, which brings me to the exact point, taking BI as an end goal. At the start, everybody think that we will jump into the BI and that's basically it, but they forget it's like 10% of the whole data architecture process, or if I basically summarize this in normal human terms, is, let's say, 10% of whole process of becoming a data-driven company and actually deriving the value from your data, right? People offer you this plug and play off-the-shelf solutions, BI solutions, that you think you can just connect your ETLs, like data sources, and that's basically, then you're like, you can see your data and you're gonna get value from it. Not really. You are you're not gonna receive any actionable insights if you do that. The point of actually getting the ROI from the data is receiving actionable insight. Okay, telling the data, telling you what happened, why it happened, aligning your goals, needs, and priorities to the end user, and of course that end user goals, aligning that goals to overall of the company, and of course uncovering the insight, okay, with the why, the root cause of why things happening, right? And not just things that you can see every single where, but only things that are custom to your goals, needs, okay, only to your organization, and that solution you cannot find anywhere else. But all of this ROI, okay, the where you get the money from, where you get your return from the BI, it's not into the BI tool. It's not into the BI tool. It's basically inside of the foundation. Okay, the ROI lies inside of your data warehouse, inside of your data quality, inside of your strategy, inside of your stakeholders alignment, inside of your data modeling, inside of your transforming your raw data into the actionable insights, inside of your feedback loops and your iterative approach. That's where the value you get from the data, actually like turning the data and bridging the gap between business and data. That's where the value it is, not in the BI, not in the BI reporting tool, right? As you can see here, this picture represents it perfectly. Many people think, okay, BI reporting tool, that's what I need. No, that's like the last thing. That's the last thing that you should worry about, right? You need to have your data architecture made. You need to have your correct frameworks. You need to have utilize correct frameworks to actually get what you want to track. What metrics do you want to track? Are these metrics aligning our needs? Even are we getting even the insights that we want? Like, if you're tracking service level metrics, is that just justifying the value? In my opinion, it's not, right? Because I've been inside of the companies, and we've been inside of the companies, and we see who is tracking the correct things, okay, actually deriving the insight from the data, and who's not. And the ones who is, it's actually making money from the data. It's hugely visible. They can 20x. It's huge ROI, right? But the other people are complaining, right? And as you can see in this picture, there's so much more into this. It's a basically majority of it is a strategy, right? Now, data quality. Can't really believe I'm gonna say this, but your data actually has to be accurate before you even think about this, right? It has to be actually useful, right? BI tool not gonna help you to make your data accurate. It's just gonna visualize the data and actually visualize the data and help you understand the data so you're able to make better data-driven decisions, right? But by building your custom data strategy, your executive alignment, your correct data quality frameworks that you set inside of your ATL processes, data warehouses, and you all across your data architecture, data pipeline process, you will remain data quality, and you'll fix data quality, and not just fix but also remain as you scale and so on, right? And that's basically one of the crucial things which I tried to want to mention as well, even though it's like surface level info, but we see constantly. I don't think we ever went inside of the organization that they had their data quality top notch and perfect. I think nobody, we never had that specific situation. And even when I talk to my peers and other executives that are doing similar stuff as we do, or they are working for enterprise companies, Fortune 500 companies, they still have the same problems, right? So make sure data quality is set. No data strategy. Now, the displays similar information as the above, but if it goes much more deeper, okay, if you want to actually deliver the ROI from your data, you actually need to have your strategy in place, your data strategy. You actually need to have your proven frameworks to achieve and to turn your raw data to the actionable insights. Okay, at the start, we were able to achieve these results, okay, high business results like the ones that I showed you above, to actually turning the and making the company, an organization, an enterprise a quantifiable result and making them money like plus 10 million in per year revenue just by turning their raw data into the actionable insight. That came all from strategy. That wasn't from any no fancy tool, not any from any specific technical uh, shiny or silver bullet tool or whatever, any technique. No, it was pure strategy, right? Because we align that business needs with data, right? And of course, if that doesn't, if that does- if the strategy part is not done correctly, and you don't know what to track, you're tracking surface level metrics, there is not gonna be no ROI, there is not gonna be no adoption, and you're gonna spin in circles, right? That's why it's very important to know who has the expertise to do that, because it's very hard to find these days. And if you're wondering how to fix that and how to actually derive the value from your data, you can actually look at these 2 videos on our YouTube channel, which will explain you a small part of how you can actually pick the correct metrics if you're confused or what to pick, and what frameworks to use to actually see what metrics are insightful and which are not. And it will determine you and help you to actually track the things that nobody else is tracking and are actually gonna bring you the highest revenue, like a highest ROI to your business right now. Now, mistakes number 5, wrong approach. If you think this is like an IT initiative, plug and play initiative, one-time initiative, it's incorrect. You're gonna fail 100%. It's actually a business initiative, right? You need to have that in mind. Business, okay, data is a strategic asset, which you need to, and it has to be, because it's a strategic, okay, business initiative. It has to be used and approached as a business and strategic initiative, and the only way how you can do that is an iterative approach. Same as you use in your marketing strategy, it's not like a one-time thing and it's done. You're constantly improving your marketing strategy. Same as your sales process and so on. Same applies for data. If data doesn't apply to your goals, needs, and priorities at any life cycle of your growth of your company, it's become worthless. That's why you need to maintain the solutions, custom analytical dashboards, and so on. Maintain your data quality, make it scalable, utilize correct infrastructure. Approach in terms of agile. Okay, start small with the lowest hanging fruits. Start small with the things that are highest priority and that are the most feasible. Start the things start with a strategy, okay, building the foundation, and of course build on top of it. Don't start at a bit big things just because they are complex and they seem nice, and you see that big companies are doing it, and you try to copy them. No, don't do that. Right? Start using the data as fast as possible with the lowest visibility, okay, the highest visibility, meaning it's very straightforward to do, and you can start receiving the ROI now, and of course build on top of it, because that's the only way how you can get value from the data, because you can start using the data, and the data will tell you, okay, I need this, I need this, I need these questions to answer it, and you can get value from that data faster, better, and higher, of course. And if you're doing it in terms of one-time approach, it's simply just going to fail, right? And of course, as a seller, we work in terms of sprints and agile sprints, okay, with a slight twist of how we do that, and that's why we were able to achieve this. That's such a high implementations ROI with turning the data and actually implementing BI, custom analytical dashboards, and of course, and so on. Now, no expertise. People implementing BI, custom analytical dashboard solutions, and so on simply don't have expertise. They might have expertise in the data engineering, data BI, business intelligence, developing stuff on the technical part, but they don't have expertise inside of the commercial part, okay, business. They don't understand business part. They don't understand specific use case. They don't understand your decision making. They don't understand how data actually is useful for a business leader, the executive, the manager. They don't see how viewing. They're looking from an engineering part of view, but they're not looking from a business person, like executive type of view, and that's because they don't have expertise. They have never worked in that specific department. In our case, I personally worked and started in a commercial part before moving into data engineering, and a lot of our team members done that exactly, and that's why we are able to understand and understand deep questions that every single executive is asking in a specific industry, and then we are able to answer them by bridging bridging the gap between data and business, right? Because why is this important? Don't get me wrong, of course technical part is also important, but if the technical part is done correctly and strategy not, it's gonna bring you $0 in revenue. That's why you need to make sure your strategy part is very important, okay, the foundation. Documentation governance, that's very straightforward to say. Okay, you need to understand where the data is coming from, the data lineage, the data documentations as data dictionary, data contracts, simple data contracts, data catalogs if needed. Of course, you can utilize tools to automatically create that, and of course assign and make sure this is maintained, these documents, not just because is important down the line in the future, but also it's important for the commercial side, okay, business leaders, so they understand, so everybody's aligned, and of course also for the technical leaders, so they understand what is used and when it's used and how it's used, right? Mistakes number one: complex UX and UI. Majority of these solutions are built from the engineers by the mindset, by the mindset of the engineers, but not in the mindset of the business leaders, if that makes sense, right? And 99% of them are basically shit. Okay, the solutions they build, products, dashboards, custom analytical solutions, and so on. Right? Why is it shit? Because they are not thinking of how this is going to be helpful for the business, right? There is no strategy at the end, and that's why their UX and UI is complicated and it's not being used. And they think that every single business leader, it will just learn, it will take time to learn this. No, it won't, right? It has to be very straightforward, it has to be very easy accessible, and it has to provide you top level information. Okay, all of the stuff in the strategy department has to be shown in here, right? Okay, that's why it's so important, the strategy, to understand their decision making, their goals, needs, and priorities, so they're able even to build this, right? And this is just an example of how data analysts that's paid way over for almost 500,000 built this solution, right? That didn't generate, was maybe open one time or hasn't generated any ROI, versus one of our solutions that generated way over 10 million across 12 months span, right? And as you can see here are some of the solutions that we built. That are every single thing on the every single element on the solution is built strictly to provide value. It has a purpose, and of course it's deeply connected with the business side of things. Okay, actually provides the value. Now, mistakes number 10: wrong idea of self-service. Meaning everybody thinks that self-service is, let's say, oh, business leaders going to use this, they're going to learn this new tool, they're going to learn code and so on. They're not going to do that. It's like very how do I say, it's very arrogant to say that, because business leaders are not there to do that. But whenever a business leader says we want a self-service okay, solution, they're thinking of data being available to them, right? They're thinking, I just need the data available for me in that specific format, so that I'm able to look at it, make my decisions. And of course, the important thing is being fast, okay, not being dependent on somebody else, right? Because automatically, when you are dependent on somebody else, somebody's gonna have to wait, even if it's 10 minutes, even if it's very short, 10 minutes, you still need to wait. And with data, you cannot wait, because it's such a fast approached industry. You cannot tell a business leader, oh, give me 10 minutes, you're gonna get back. No, I need data now, right? And how you can do that is, of course, with if not just by, of course, you have your custom analytical dashboards and so on, but you can also have, empower every single specific person in that department with the data mart, okay, the granular data inside of the data mart added in a specific tool that they like to use, that doesn't require any big learning curves, okay, Excel, Google Sheet, and so on. Meaning, let's say in your sales department you have your data champions who have also access to, let's say, Google Sheet, Excel, aka the data mart of the sales department data in a granular manner, which they can use as well, right? And of course, they have also their custom sales analytical dashboards and so on, which they use daily and so on, and it empowers them with the actionable insights and so on. But they also have this. Why? Because in a specific sense, they will need to look at certain things that are not in there yet, and they need the data now. And anybody and every single leader can confirm this, and that's exactly how self-service should work. They can utilize that sheet, okay, whatever the database is, which they like to use and they know how to use. They can utilize it. Okay, let me just check this, and why is this so important as well? They were able to ask better data questions back when a collaboration between, let's say, Astella and of course data team, it's much more tightly together because they have empowered with the data. They're actually using data more and more frequently. They're not waiting for to anybody, and of course there's a better data questions they can ask. There's a better connection between those two teams, and of course data team can provide higher value, and because they're receiving feedback faster, better feedback, and they can improve their solutions, analytical solutions, and iterate based on that much more faster, much more better, and provide higher value, right? And that basically the summary of whole this slide is it has to be fast, and everybody should have data available for them, data quality. Now, bonus one I wanted to provide is don't calculate your metrics inside of the BI tool like custom analytical dashboards. Why? Because even if you have your data strategy correctly done, your foundation correctly done, your data governance, your documentations, everything is correctly done, it's gonna crumble and it's gonna turn this into a mess because sooner or later you're gonna have data analytical solutions or dashboards, and every single thing is gonna be calculated slightly a bit differently, and it's gonna just turn out into a mess and a confusion and no alignment. That's why make sure to calculate stuff and build stuff inside of the data warehouse lake, where basically should act as a source of truth, right? Now the summary, this is the key summary. Okay, the summary is don't jump too fast. Everything is about the strategy to provide you the highest ROI, right? Everything is about the strategy to provide you the highest ROI. Now, if you want to implement custom data analytical solutions, dashboards, implement BI, and build any advanced solutions with the data and actually bridge the gap between business and the data and turn your raw data into the actionable insights to increase your revenue, decrease your churn, increase your retention, you can book a call with our exploration team and we're glad to help you. See you soon.